Hello, third grade. Today we're going to look at chapter 5. We're still reading Habitats in Change. The title for this chapter is Humans Cause Ecosystem Change. The big question, how do people change environments in ways that affect the organisms that live there? Natural changes can disrupt ecosystems. But not all changes are natural. People can cause changes to ecosystems too. Like natural changes, human-caused changes can happen quickly or slowly. Cutting down trees for wood is a quick change. Human activities seem to be able to change Earth's climate. This is a slower change. Human-caused changes can affect ecosystems in harmful ways. They can destroy animals' food and shelter. They can make soil unhealthy for plants. They can make water dirty and unsafe. When habitats change, living things must change too. Some living things survive the changes, others do not. So picture these trees were cut down in a forest habitat. How would this change affect animals that live in or around the trees? Buildings and roads disrupt ecosystems. Think about a building site near where you live. Humans need buildings for homes, hospitals, and offices. They need roads for transportation. Construction of roads and buildings can harm habitats. Land must be cleared to make room for buildings and roads. Trees are cut down, soil, rocks, and grass are removed. Plants that were food for animals disappear. Suddenly, animals are left with a smaller habitat. This can hurt animals that need space to hunt and to find shelter. In many parts of the world, rainforests are being cleared to make room for buildings or crops. Orangutans live in some of these rainforests. They spend most their lives in trees. Many have nowhere to live or hide when the trees are removed. Many of them starve. Others are killed by predators. Orangutans, they're cute. They need rainforests for food and shelter. When humans cut down their habitats, orangutans cannot survive there. Can you guys practice this too? Even adults make mistakes when they're reading. Roads change habitats. Many animals migrate to find food and reproduce. Many animals migrate. They move from one place to another in different seasons. Some species migrate very long distances and others migrate short distances. Birds fly when they migrate. Other animals have to crawl, walk, or slither. Roads can form a barrier for these animals. So we think of migrate, I think of the Canadian geese. They move from one place to another in different seasons. Roads can affect the population of species. For example, some female turtles migrate from water habitats to lay eggs on land. The male turtles stay behind. Many female turtles are killed trying to cross the road. Over time, the number of female turtles decreases. There are not enough mates for the males. Fewer offspring are born. Don't have this sign in Minnesota, turtle crossing. Human use of water disrupts ecosystems. Living things need water to survive. Humans are living things and need water too. People use water for drinking, cooking, and washing. We use it for watering crops. We even use water to make electricity, but humans' use of water can affect ecosystems. Humans build dams to collect water. A dam is a structure that blocks the flow of water in a river. Blocking rivers can cause problems for salmon. And they use that to collect power. Salmon are fish that migrate between two habitats. They hatch in rivers and move into the ocean. Then they come back to the rivers to reproduce. Dams can keep some salmon from migrating between the rivers and dams. This is the Hoover Dam. It collects water from the Colorado River. People use the water for drinking, for farming, and to make electricity. People living in cities and towns need fresh water. Communities often get fresh water from rivers and lakes. Sometimes people use so much water that levels of the water drops in rivers and lakes. Fish, turtles, frogs, and other animals live in freshwater habitats. When water levels drop, they have less space to live. The water can become cloudy or dirty. These changes harm the ecosystem. Sometimes rivers and lakes dry up because of human water use. Plants and animals that live in the water may die. Other animals that rely on these organisms for food are forced to move. They must find food and water somewhere else to survive. Here it says, removing too much water from a river can cause it to dry up. It's a balance. Changing climate disrupts ecosystem. Climate is a pattern of weather over a long period of time. Many scientists have stated that human activities can cause changes in climate. These changes can cause problems for the ecosystem. Humans burn materials that release gas into the air. The gas becomes trapped in the Earth's atmosphere. In the Earth's atmosphere are layers of air that cover the planet. This causes Earth's temperature to rise. It causes ocean temperatures to rise too. Climate change may make some areas colder than usual over time. A changing climate affects sea ice in cold habitats. Polar bears live in these cold climates. They stand on sea ice while they hunt for seals. As the climate warms, sea ice melts. It breaks into smaller pieces. These pieces float far into the ocean. Polar bears cannot reach them. Many have begun to starve. That is it. The picture, it's a polar bear waits for a seal to come up through a hole in the sea ice. That is it. I'm going to preview what's left in this. So we have chapter 6, Living Things Respond to Change. Fish eggs. Chapter 7, Ecosystem Problems and Solutions. Fossils and how they form. Whoa. Cool. Chapter 9, Fossil Clues About Changing Habitats. What's next? The suspense is killing me. Habitat changes and extinction. Oh man. And that's it. So we are almost done with animals. If you go up to the top. Hope I'm not making your head hurt right now. Almost there. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So habitats and change. All right, that's it for the week.